of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your
Ahmadiyyah.
skin?
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't roll my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regret, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of Emmett.
All right, hello everyone. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm trying to make sure my volume's okay. All right, so with that all being said, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Sunday Vitamins. You all get ready for it because Jay-Z has now been accused with Diddy. So with that all being said, everyone hit that like button. Please like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a single thing. You can do it absolutely for free. Okay? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr. underscore A Shakur, and on TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, Twitter at DGoddess27. As per usual, you don't like what the queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, so let's get into it. Now let's see who's in here. Overthoughts, Claudette, Robert Sparks is here, Roddy. Okay, love her, Queen V. Okay, Super Chucky B is here. 504 Nola, Nessa G Pearly, Nessa X is here. We said Jay-Z was next. We sure did. Mr. Elevation's in the house. Okay, so let's get into it. Everyone hit the like button. I'm Rifling Christ. I see you, beloved. Shout out to all of the loyal royals and shout out to my moderators putting in work. Okay, so let's get into this because I find it all so nefarious. Now, you all remember when Diddy was accused of R-wording a 13-year-old, and there were supposedly two other unnamed celebs that were with him. Well, now Jay-Z has been named in this civil suit filed by Tony Buzbee. So let's talk about it. Jay-Z accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. The music mogul was named in a refiled October rape complaint against Combs. The accuser is anonymous. So they went back and refiled, and here's the thing. Now this further makes me think, because if you guys remember, last week I reported how Jaguar Wright had come out and said that she believed Jay-Z was the one who filed that lawsuit, the high-profile person who filed a lawsuit against Tony Buzbee. And now that even seems a bit more plausible because this is now coming out. So I guess Tony Buzbee is saying, you know what, we're going to fight fire with fire. I gave you a chance to go ahead, and settle this quietly, but you didn't. You wanted to file a lawsuit. So now let's call the names. Let's put all the cards out on the table. This is all about to get real messy. Please pay attention. And I've already seen, as I was gathering my receipts for this, I have already seen some people online foolishly saying that they don't believe it. How believe it when it's proven? First of all, it's just interesting to me how people can sit here and try to vouch and cape for people that they don't even know, have never met a day in their lives. This is nothing more than celebrity worship. Some of these people just don't want to believe that their big celebrities that they just love so much could be engaged in nefarious things. Now, I'm not saying Jay-Z is guilty, but I'm darn sure not going to sit here and say that it's absolutely impossible because I don't know him in reality. Okay? So anyway, let's get into it. So Jay-Z, the star rapper and entrepreneur whose real name is Sean Carter, was accused in a lawsuit Sunday of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000, allegedly along with Sean Diddy Combs. The anonymous accuser, identified as Jane Doe, said the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party. Now, the federal lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Combs as the defendant. This is all nefarious. It was refiled Sunday to include Sean Carter. Carter's attorney, Alex Spiro, and his publicist, as well as Combs' representatives, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Now, Texas-based attorney Tony Buzbee, who filed the suit,
also did not comment. Buzbee has filed several lawsuits in recent months. All have withheld their complainants' names, accusing Combs of assault and rape. This is the first suit in which he has named another high-profile defendant. And why do you think that he's called out Jay-Z's name? Like I said, probably because Jay-Z's the one who filed against him. Now, Combs has repeatedly denied all the accusations against him. Federal prosecutors in New York criminally charged him in September with racketeering, trafficking, and other offenses, and he's behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after he was denied bail for a third time last month. Prosecutors said in a court hearing last month that they are in the process of potentially bringing up more charges against Combs. So the lawsuit claims that in 2000, when Doe was 13, Combs and Carter raped her at a house party after the MTV Video Music Awards in New York. Okay, so for those of you who missed it when I went over that lawsuit, basically this girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall where the VMAs were going to be held. She was dropped off by an older friend, and she was trying to get into the VMAs, but they wouldn't let her in. She met a guy, a limo driver, who said that he worked for Diddy and told her that she was Diddy's type, basically telling her that if she hung around until like 9:30 or 10, that he would take her to an after party. So that's how she ended up there, for anyone wondering what a 13-year-old was doing at this party. Okay, so anyway, she didn't have a ticket, of course, and that's why she couldn't get in. And she approached various limousine drivers to try to gain access to the show or the after party. Now, and as I just told you, one of the limo drivers told her to come back at 10. Now, later, the driver picked her up, okay, according to the suit, and after 20 minutes, they arrived at a white house with a U-shaped driveway. She said she had to sign a document she believed was a non-disclosure agreement on arrival. And that's just all crazy because you cannot hold a 13-year-old to any sort of contract, okay? Any minor period cannot be held to a contract. And we already know the NDAs do not include criminal activities. So that all being said, she did not receive a copy of the agreement that she signed to enter the party, which the suit says was filled with celebrities and people doing Mary Jane and Coca-Cola. Now, she was offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and felt she needed to lie down. And she went into a room to rest. Shortly afterward, the suit says that Combs and Carter entered the room with Combs saying, "You're ready to party." That's when she alleges that Carter removed her clothing, held her down, and raped her while Combs and an unnamed female celebrity watched. Now, I hope, well, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't know who this other female is. Now, there's a possibility it could have been J-Lo. But now, there might be a possibility, if this is true, that it could have been Beyonce. Now, I'm not saying it was Beyonce or J-Lo. I'm just saying that these things could be a possibility, seeing as how we've already shown and established when the first filing came out that Diddy, at this time, was still dating J-Lo. And in fact, she accompanied him to the VMAs that night. Okay, so this is all real messy. This is all real messy, but let me continue. So much for loving these celebrities, honey. I'm telling you right now, you cannot be looking up to these people. You cannot, because just listen to all this stuff that's coming out in the wash. Now, I'm not saying that it's true because we don't know yet. Everyone is presumed innocent until further proven. But at the end of the day, a whole lot of nefarious things have been coming to light, okay? And some of these people who claim they left early and all of that had to have known some of the things that were going on, all right? So anyway, says that there was an unnamed female celebrity who watched. She says Combs also raped her as Carter and the woman looked on. Okay, it's given that it could be Beyonce. I just have several questions. If it's all true. If it's all true. Now, the suit says that she was able to resist being forced to perform fellatio on Combs by hitting him in the neck and that he stopped. After the alleged assault, the suit says she grabbed her clothes and left. She made her way to a gas station where she called her father. The accuser is seeking unspecified damages. The lawsuit is filed under New York's Victim Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. What do you guys have to say about this? And let's not forget that Sloan Bella supposedly said that Jay-Z would have his legal issues in November or December. This is all real crazy. Hold on, beloveds. Now, so if you remember when it came out about the 13-year-old, at that time, there was about 5 suits that came out about Diddy. They included allegations of assault and rape in the periods between 2000 to 2022. Okay, 2 of them were males and 3 were women, including a woman who alleged that Combs raped her when she was 13 years old. You all remember that? So Buzbee said at the time, we will let the allegations in the filed complaints speak for themselves and will work to see that justice is done. We expect to be filing cases weekly, naming Mr. Combs and other defendants as we continue to gather evidence and prepare the filings. Combs' team did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Buzbee filed 6 other lawsuits against Diddy, after this. Well, no wonder Jay-Z has been so quiet. Bruce says this cannot be the only incident if it is true. Oh, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, beloved. If this is in fact true, how many other times have these things happened? Because these freak-offs were supposedly a regular occurrence. Lock Queen Candy J says this will probably be just like Diddy, more allegations to follow. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, Tony Buzbee, now that he's dropped Jay-Z's name, there's no telling who's coming out next because Jay-Z's a heavy hitter. Okay, that's like the biggest name to be dropped. Rifle Cry says, I think more are going to come out. Dorada says Camel Z don't need to be a church mouse now. Not Camel Z. Oh Lord, let's have a word from my sponsor before we continue because this is all so nefarious.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so now you guys remember that this is the same incident that I told you guys. Some of these people had to know something, had to be knowing stuff was going on because remember, in the first lawsuit, the 13-year-old, well, she's not 13 now, of course, but she says at the time when she was 13 years old that she grabbed a t-shirt or something and ran out of there. And that she was sore and all of that. And if you remember, she also said that she made her way to a gas station where the attendant helped her, saw that she was in distress, and then helped her. And basically, she was able to call her father. And then she had to admit to him that she had lied about her whereabouts. Now, when she fled the house, she did say that she ran through, a bunch of other celebrities and other people that were there still partying. And that's why I said these people who keep saying that they left early, yeah, please miss me with it, okay? These people knew exactly what was going on as far as I'm concerned. This is all so darn sad. This is absolutely deplorable. Hold on, I'm looking for something real quick, guys. Now, this is a report from the original filing. The lawsuit accuses Diddy Combs of drugging and raping a 13-year-old at an after party for the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards with an unnamed male celebrity. Well, now we know who the unnamed male celebrity was, okay, participating in the alleged assault while an unnamed female watched. The lawsuit is part of a wave of new assault complaints against Combs filed Sunday by 5 Jane and John Does in federal court, describing separate incidents. All of these accusers are represented by Tony Buzbee, who was soliciting clients through a hotline number. And here's the thing: Tony Buzbee says that these frivolous lawsuits that have been filed against him were just an effort to intimidate him and to silence him. And now it's all making sense. Now this is all making sense because we know how Jay-Z tries to silence people. Okay, we already know how he gets it down. Let me just say allegedly. Okay? Let me just say allegedly. But at the end of the day, now this is all making sense. All these lawsuits coming out of that man, because he's been hit with 2 lawsuits already. And he said that was an attempt to intimidate him and to silence him. And then also there was a report that Diddy and J-Lo got into a heated confrontation in 2000, the same night that the rapper is accused of graping the 13-year-old girl. A series of unearthed pictures from the night of the 2000 VMA ceremony showed Diddy and his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez in a heated exchange. Sean Diddy Combs' early 2000s lure is like Pandora's box, which keeps unleashing bombshell recollections of incidents, whether confirmed or alleged, amid an already surging saga of resurfacing videos or photos from the mogul's past. A newly unearthed photo has caught him and his then girlfriend embroiled in a heated confrontation on what is now deemed a dreaded night, expanding sexual misconduct allegations against him per emerging reports. The pictures released by Daily Mail show Combs and his ex, Jennifer Lopez, who dated from 1999 to 2001, entangled in a tilt at an after party for the VMAs at a defunct Lotus nightclub in New York City, reportedly snapped on September the 7th of 2000. These pictures depicting trouble in the Little Diddy J-Lo paradise at the time, where they were supposed to be taken on the same night the Bad Boy Records founder is accused of assaulting a 13-year-old girl in the presence of 2 unspecified celebrities. Now, what appears to have happened between Diddy and Jennifer that night? Diddy held a Cristal champagne bottle the entire time, serving his guest. A source has now spoken out, contextualizing the pictures. Even in the zoomed-out version of the snaps, swarming with the party attending crowds' revelry, the now-disgraced rapper and Lopez's altercation catches the attention. Jenny from the block is seen furiously shouting at her then partner in the newly released images. She is believed to have walked out on him eventually. The VMA after-party was reportedly co-hosted by Eminem and Dr. Dre, with numerous A-listers including Jay-Z, Ben Stiller, celebrity magician David Blaine, and Dame Dash, among others, attending. Other pictures also show proof of Lopez's sister, Linda, attending the event and standing beside Jennifer as the altercation unfolded. The former couple's entourage included her sister, Lopez's longtime manager, Benny Medina, record executive Damon Dash, and the others, including a group of girls. Earlier that night, Lopez, in an all-white outfit, was pictured alongside Diddy at the VMAs at Radio City Music Hall. It was an especially special night for the Waiting for Tonight crooner, as she snagged the Best Dance Video hit for her hit track. They say everyone was dancing and enjoying themselves, but as the night progressed, tensions rose between Diddy and J-Lo. Now, this is given that the other person, that the woman, may not have been J-Lo. Are y'all listening to this? This is given that the woman who watched may not have been J-Lo, because according to this report, J-Lo and Diddy got into a heated altercation. So this is so messy, but let me continue. So anyway, goes on to say that everyone was dancing and enjoying themselves, but as the night progressed, tensions rose between Diddy and J-Lo, according to a source who was seemingly present at the scene and witnessed the former couple butting heads. Now, the party guest also claimed that in the aftermath of this spat with his then girlfriend, the bad boy for life left the place early on, accompanied by a group of girls and his entourage. According to witnesses, they say Jen also left. According to witnesses per Insight, they say Jen also left with him. Oh, so she still left with him. Now, it remains unclear what ultimately led to the souring of moods and the escalating tension between the pair, even though they were initially eager to celebrate Lopez's big win. Now, the angry exchange inevitably rendered the vibe awkward, with stunned observers trying to make sense of the scene. These eyebrow-raising pictures have emerged hot on the heels of Diddy being barraged with one lawsuit after another. One of these recently filed complaints alleges that Combs assaulted a young girl on that same night. No other celebrity has been directly named in the suit, but it maintains that the purported incident occurred at a house quite a distance from the nightclub. Despite the heated exchange between Diddy and Lopez that night in September of 2000, they did not split up for months and only went their separate ways in February of 2001. Now, according to a 19-page legal document, the plaintiff, who was 13 at the time, had hoped to sneak into the VMA ceremony without a ticket. When unsuccessful, she came across Diddy's driver and was told to come back after the show. While Combs has denied the allegations, the accuser also claims that an unspecified male celebrity raped her as the rapper and female celebrity watched. Let me tell you guys something. That limo driver, see, people who were complicit and going out here and recruiting these minors, okay, allegedly for Diddy and other people to do these things too, they also need to be held accountable. They are just as guilty. Because had it not been for them procuring these young girls and bringing them to Diddy and whomever else, allegedly, then some of these things could have been prevented. But there was a bunch of people on Diddy's payroll who were absolutely complicit in these things. Okay, a lot of these people sat there and, were just trying to get their money, didn't care what was going to happen or who it happened to. And they need to be held responsible. They absolutely need to be held responsible. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can find those pictures. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. And while I'm looking for it, you all get a load to this, because Diddy told y'all in the song that I did, Ode to Diddy, I'm Not the Only One. He told you guys that it wasn't just him at those freak-offs being nefarious.
It's me now. You're my truth now. I'm here to speak and make it clear. I'm sorry, y'all, for all I've done, but I'm not the only one. In a dark place, I told some lies, but I'm not the only one. We all got secrets under the sun. In the shadows, we played the game. Now I'm standing here taking the blame. A lot of y'all was at the freak-off too, so don't put it all on me. That's just the truth. I've been up and down this road trying to find my peace. Confessions of a man without a release. Oh, now, hey. In the mirror, I saw the truth hiding in plain view. I'm coming clean now, this burden to undo. We were all there dancing shadows in the night, acting wrong when we knew what was right. But deep inside, there's more you must see. In this room of mirrors, it's not just me. I walk this path with heavy chains, trying to shed those sins, erase the stains. I've seen the highs and the cushion lows.
how it goes. Yeah. Now I'm standing here, hard on my sleeve, trying to clear the air, let the demons relieve. Every wrong turn and every mistake led me to this moment, let my soul quake. Plays a part in the shadows deep, lost in the game. It's promises to keep.
There it is, right there. Definitely arguing. Definitely in a heated exchange. So, this is just all an entire mess. Okay? This is all an entire mess. Now, I'm going to get the lawsuit filings. I just hopped on here real quick, but to give you all this information, but I'm going to have the lawsuit documents by in the morning for your morning wake-up call. But listen to this. For those of you who don't remember some of what was in the previous lawsuit that was filed without Jay-Z's name being added, the lawsuit claims that a driver who allegedly worked for Combs said Doe fit what Diddy was looking for and that he invited her to the after party. Doe says the man drove her to the party later that evening and that she was given a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, let me skip past that because I've already read that. Okay, she was offered a drink, after which she began to feel woozy and lightheaded. She found an empty bedroom where she could lie down. But soon after, Combs came into the room with an unnamed male and female celebrity. Doe alleges that the male celebrity raped her as the female celebrity watched, and Diddy later raped her while the other two celebrities watched. Doe says that after the assault, she grabbed her clothes and shoes and roamed the house naked while she looked for an exit. The lawsuit says the rape led to Doe falling into a deep depression, which continues to impact her 24 years later. Two other plaintiffs have claimed that Diddy assaulted them when they were minors, accusations that, of course, he denies. One unnamed woman sued the producer in December of 2023, alleging that she was 17 when Combs and two other men gang raped her. And we now know who that woman is. Okay, that's Anna Kane. And John Doe also alleged that he was only 16 when Combs assaulted him at one of the infamous white parties. This is all so darn sad. I want you all to pay attention. This is all absolutely. Hold on. Mr. Elevation says so nefarious. It really is. It really is. Roddy says, I'll be your freakazoid. Come and wind me up. Roddy, please sit down somewhere. Okay. Matt Boo says, man, you can't go nowhere without these heathens around. Exactly. Exactly. This is all so crazy. Okay, so listen, I'm not sure the timestamp. Hold on. I'm not sure of the exact timestamp, but I'm going to play this video. It's the video that I did when I talked about those 5 lawsuits, and this was one of them that Diddy was accused in. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Let me send this to my email real quick. You guys, I can only imagine what Jay-Z is thinking right now. I can literally only imagine what he is thinking. I mean, he has tried so hard to keep stuff about him, under a wrap. I mean, just think about how he's been fighting to not have the young man who's claiming to be his son, to not have to give a DNA, do any DNA testing. Because according to that young man who just did an interview with Tasha K, by the way, he says that his mother was about, I want to say 15 or 16 when she had this relationship with Jay-Z. So that would be a very good reason why Jay-Z would not want to have DNA testing done. This is all so nefarious. Lights up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so I'm going to pull this video up. Okay, here we go. Now we just have to ask ourselves, who else has been involved in this kind of stuff? Who are these other celebrities that likely had something to do with these things as well? Okay, in other instances, Human Nature said the downfall of Jay-Z will be more shocking than Diddy. I mean, I believe that it absolutely will. Of being a three-time Grammy Award winner, discovering and developing multiple famous musical artists, okay, and being featured on Forbes' list of the highest paid entertainers in the world, there existed something much more sinister, a dark underbelly of crime, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and prostitution. And this is all true. At the end of the day, Diddy's been accused of all of these things, and I absolutely believe that he did each and every one of them. So in 2001, plaintiff, who was 18 years old at the time, and her cousin, they attended a Halloween party held at a club at Club New York in Manhattan. Now, Combs. Okay, so guys, mind you, this is information on the 5 lawsuits that were filed against him. So this is like the 13-year-old, but there's a few others that I talk about in this same video. Okay, so just keep listening. Combs and his entourage also attended the party and provided drinks to the plaintiff and her friends throughout the night. During this Halloween party, one of Combs' security guards escorted plaintiff and 2 friends to a large black SUV. Okay, a large black SUV limousine parked within walking distance of the club. Now, they entered the vehicle and saw Diddy sitting in the back. At least 6 members of Combs' security team were also in the limousine. And I want you to pay attention to how some of his security was getting down and dirty and doing some of the same stuff he did. I mean, they all should be charged, okay, at the end of the day. Now, one of them handed plaintiff a drink. Minutes later, she began feeling dizzy. Okay, and here's the thing. Of his security guards, the most reputable one, who I wouldn't think ever had anything to do with this, is Gene Deal. Okay? But some of these other security guards and some of these other people that were absolutely hanging around Diddy are all so sketchy as far as Hold on, guys. Let's pause the video for a second because it has come to my attention that Jay-Z has issued a statement about his name being brought up into all of this nefariousness. Okay, Jay-Z accused of grape and refiling of Sean Diddy Combs' civil lawsuit. Now, Jay-Z has issued a statement after his name was added in a civil lawsuit that accuses both the rapper and Sean Diddy Combs of allegedly raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000. So the accuser, identified as Jane Doe in the suit, the assault allegedly happened after she was driven to a party after the MTV Video Music Awards. Now, in a statement, Jay-Z accuses Tony Buzbee of blackmail in what he deemed a demand letter from the attorney. And here's what the statement says. What we had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Buzbee, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. Ooh, honey, Jay-Z is going in. Please pay attention. My only heartbreak is for your family. My wife and I have to sit our children down. My only heartbreak is for my family. I'm sorry. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in this world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. Ooh, honey, he's hit below the belt. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not for your moral world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Ooh, honey, that was scathing, don't you think? Now, that's what Jay-Z had to say about it, honey. Please pay attention. He went all in, but let me tell you something. And that all sounded good. That all sounded good, and it all sounded, it almost sounded convincing, except for the fact of this. If it had not been for the fact that the young man who claims that Jay-Z is his father, that he alleges Jay-Z was messing around with his mother when she was 15 or 16, if it wasn't for the fact that there's been rumors of Jay-Z and Foxy Brown when she was underage, if it wasn't for the fact, of Rihanna, of him allegedly having something to do with Rihanna when she was underage. I mean, if none of those things had been said, Jay-Z, I might have believed you. But since these other allegations are out here floating around in the air, I don't know. But again, it's not for me to decide. I don't want to judge him in the court of public opinion. Everyone will have their day in court. But these are some scathing statements, and he went in on Tony Buzbee. And here's the thing. I absolutely agree with some of the things he said about Tony Buzbee. He is, in fact, in my opinion, an ambulance chaser. But that doesn't negate the fact that he's defending these victims who absolutely claim to have valid claims against Diddy and now Jay-Z as well. Okay? So that all being said, let me read some of the comments before we continue. Now, licensed federal officer Carol Banks says he is only bluffing, stirring the pot, attempting to steer the audience and create a new narrative with these types of questionable accusations of corruption, fraud, and graping an accomplice. Yes, that absolutely could be the case, beloved. I have to say I agree. Okay, I have to say I agree. OG Patrice says, Jay-Z, you're sus as F though. Right, absolutely. I have to agree with that as well. Okay, I can't cape for these people. I didn't know them. At the end of the day, if people are accusing them of things, listen, I'm not going to sit here, far be it from me to say that the people are lying, unless they actually are, like Adria English and Lamisha Fuller, of course. Now, Michael M. says, after listening to that reading, Queen, Jay-Z is absolutely complicit in all of it. Okay, not after listening to it, okay? I mean, he was going hard in the paint. Above all that, drama said his vocabulary isn't even that big. His attorney probably wrote it. Luna said these are all actors. Yes, I agree. Okay, D. Judah says Jay-Z knows his ace is great. It's right. Okay, wow, this is a whole lot, but let's continue. Now, remember, this is the video where I talked about the 5 lawsuits that Tony Buzbee brought forth, one of them being the 13-year-old girl. I'm concerned. Okay, like I told you all about Mark Curry talking about drinks being drugged and laced and all that stuff, and he was sitting right there and then says that he didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I mean, how could you not? So anyway, one of them handed a drink. Minutes later, she says she began feeling dizzy, intoxicated, and disoriented. That she felt as though she was unable to control her own actions. Based on information and belief, Combs by himself or through his agents or employees previously laced the drinks with drugs, including but not limited to GHB and or ecstasy. Now, this behavior towards plaintiff mimics a pattern of Combs and his agent or employees drugging unsuspecting victims in order to make it easier for Combs to actually assault the person. Unfortunately, plaintiff was one such victim. Now, Combs ordered plaintiff to perform fellatio on one of his security guards. In turn, the security guard ordered plaintiff to remove her shirt. Now, the guard fondled plaintiff's breast and forced her head and mouth onto his cucumber. Combs then ordered plaintiff and the two other women to take turns performing fellatio on each of the other men. Okay, now, drugged, scared, and confined among numerous men, plaintiff did as Combs and his security guards ordered. Now, this is also egregious. And mind you, this is an 18-year-old. This is an 18-year-old and her cousin. Okay? Please pay attention. Diddy is low down. And so are the people who helped him get away with these things for years. And the bottom line is, you know, a lot of these other people like Christina Coram, these are the people that have been alleged to have been spiking these drinks while Diddy was carrying out these nefarious acts. And also, there's other people that were acquiring and supplying victims, okay, for Diddy. So let's not leave that part out. I mean, the rabbit hole goes deep. And the thing is, are all these people now going to testify against Diddy? Or are they at some point going to face charges? I just have questions. I'm sure most of them will take deals and just be willing to testify against him to save their own behinds. Okay, please pay attention. Now, Combs called the woman profanities as he degradingly sprayed champagne all over them as they performed these sexual acts against their wills. Ultimately, Combs forced plaintiff to perform fellatio on himself, which she did. Thereafter, Combs and his security staff allowed plaintiff and the other women to leave. Plaintiff struggled to exit the vehicle and suffered from a splitting headache as she made her way back to the VIP section of the club. Now, where she subsequently passed out. When she awoke the following morning, she was at a friend's house without any recollection of how she had in fact arrived there. This is all so sad. And let me just give a trigger warning right now, because some of this stuff in this lawsuit, and I'm going to be sure to choose not just this one specifically, but in two of the lawsuits at least, is very triggering, okay? And just completely diabolical as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so let me scroll down a little bit because I'm not going to, as I told you, read all of this stuff. Like stuff, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. So let's talk about the other. Hold on, let me go back just a little bit. Hold on. Okay. So this woman woke up dizzy, feeling sick, and all of this. Diddy degraded her, made her have perform fellatio on multiple people. Just think about how disgusting that is. Okay, her and her friends. Okay, so she's seeking compensatory damages, of course, emotional, mental distress, and all of that. Now, here are the factual allegations in the next case. So in 2022, plaintiff mingled and spent time with associates of Combs' business at a popular Miami nightclub. Now, this is a male victim. Now, he did not consume alcohol at the club. After spending some time with these individuals, an associate of Combs invited plaintiff to an after-hours event being hosted by Diddy at a residential home. Now, Combs' business associates escorted plaintiff to a black SUV, which drove plaintiff and another female to a party. Okay, after arriving, plaintiff entered the residence and joined the other partygoers. Plaintiff saw about 45 to 50 people, many of whom were very recognizable public figures. Okay, now while mingling and making small talk with others, an associate of Combs's approached plaintiff, indicating that Combs wanted to meet with him. So the associate took plaintiff upstairs, where Combs greeted him with a drink and offered a tour of the house. Plaintiff alleged that he began following Combs around the house. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. So he started following him around the home. Now the tour came to an end in a bedroom. The bedroom smelled strongly of Mary Jane. Y'all know what I'm talking about. 5 other individuals, 3 men and 2 women, were apart from Combs, and plaintiff were inside the room as well. Now, as plaintiff and Combs entered the room, Combs demanded the women perform sexual dances and other acts on the 3 men. Just also degrading. Now, mind you, this guy that filed this lawsuit, he was there with a woman. And so they were both in this room. Now, I'm wondering if this was the man's girlfriend, because can you imagine you sitting there and somebody making your girlfriend do this in front of you? This is all so disgusting. Diddy is sick. So anyway, goes on to say that he demanded that the women perform the acts on the men. Okay, around this time, plaintiff suddenly felt weak and disoriented, unlike anything that he had ever experienced with alcohol before. And as plaintiff's condition worsened and he began to fall in and out of consciousness, plaintiff knew that he had been drugged. Okay, so based on information and belief, Combs by himself or through his agents or employees previously laced the drinks with drugs. And so plaintiff passed out. When he awakened, he was in pain, and his private parts, the back door, those parts, okay, were in such pain. And as he regained some awareness, he noticed that his clothes were missing, yet he had no memory of removing them or even where they were. Now, as he turned around to check where the pain was coming from, well, that's when he saw Diddy naked and standing at attention. Okay, read between the lines, trying to insert the cucumber into the plaintiff's back door. Plaintiff heard Combs talking dirty to him and others in the room. There was others in the bedroom, and the plaintiff recalls Combs telling him, "This is what you want," all while wearing a disturbing smile. This is all so sick. And they have in a footnote a picture of a vial recovered from Combs's cohort, from a Combs cohort, presumably containing illicit drugs. Now, the drugs prevented plaintiff from fighting back or otherwise resisting Combs's assault. Plaintiff eventually slipped back into unconsciousness. Plaintiff woke the next morning in the same bedroom alone. Almost immediately, as if someone could see inside the room through a camera, please pay attention, okay, or other device, a member of Combs's security team entered, handed plaintiff his clothes, and instructed him to get dressed and prepare to leave the residence. Now, Combs's associates and security team escorted plaintiff out of the residence. Okay, they then drove him back to the Miami nightclub and dropped him off. So this is what they're doing, just using and abusing people. Then they're going to, assault you and leave you in all this pain, and then just take you to drop you off at some at a nightclub, or in some cases, drop people off on the street, if you all remember that story. Okay, so anyway, since that night, plaintiff has suffered significant physical and mental harm, including anxiety disorders and a fear of group gatherings. He did not previously speak out about his encounter due to fear of retaliation, okay, from Diddy, of course. Okay, so now here's another case. Now, this one happened in 2022. Okay, plaintiff then was 39 years old, attended a party hosted by defendant Sean Combs in a large, glamorous home in New York City. Plaintiff attended the party with friends and started off that evening socializing with other guests. Now, during the course of the night, plaintiff consumed alcohol that had been provided to him by other individuals at the party. After consuming the drink, plaintiff began to feel disoriented and began to have or lose control of his body and his consciousness. Now, based on information and belief, Combs by himself or through his agents and employees previously had laced the drink with drugs, including but not limited to GHB and ecstasy. This is a common pattern, it seems, with Diddy and this nefarious behavior. So the behavior towards plaintiff mimics a pattern of Combs and his agents or employees drugging unsuspected victims in order to make it easier for him to assault them. And they show a picture of a vial, of that same vial that I've shown you all before. Okay, so now with that all being said, hold on, I'm scrolling through this. Because we can't get into all of it. So everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so shortly after having the drink, plaintiff blacked out. Now, when plaintiff regained consciousness, he was in a dark bedroom with black walls on a bed with black sheets. Everything around him was dark. Plaintiff was horrified to find Combs on top of him. What's the word? Sodomizing him. Okay. Now, plaintiff was in a state of shock and confusion. He forcefully fought Combs off and fled the room. So this man fought back, and this man was 39 years old when this happened. Okay, he fought him back. It says he fought him back and fled the room, making his way to a nearby bathroom. Now, there, plaintiff discovered that his back door was bleeding and that he was still feeling very disoriented, severely disoriented. Now, despite still being in a dazed, disoriented state, plaintiff fled the house in an effort to escape the situation as quickly as possible. He did not return to the party after the assault. Plaintiff was traumatized by the assault and continues to experience severe emotional distress as a result of what happened at the hands of Diddy. Now, just think about these men being violated like this. Men, okay, who are not that way. This is all humiliation rituals that Diddy was engaging in, as I told you all before. So hold on just a second. Let me go to the next one. And you all bear with me because this is 5 whole lawsuits and I'm trying to go through them, giving just the main parts. Power in the music industry, promising people that he was going to give them record deals, promising people he's going to give them, help them to win Grammys, promising people he's going to give them houses and all sorts of things. Okay, this is what he was doing. So it's a whole casting couch. This whole thing is a casting couch. Please pay attention. And so anyway, it goes on to say that Plaintiff reported to the hotel on the south side of Central Park as instructed by the casting director. He checked in with a reception who directed him to a suite near the top of the hotel. Plaintiff was met there by the casting director, okay, who was a middle-aged, hold on. Okay, who was a muscular, middle-aged African-American man who indicated that he worked for defendant Combs and appeared to be Combs's assistant or bodyguard. Okay, so he's going there to meet a female, but when he gets there, it's a dude. Okay, please pay attention. Okay, so plaintiff recalls approximately a dozen others in the room as well. Now, Combs's bodyguard told plaintiff to make himself comfortable on the couch and began asking questions about plaintiff's background and his fitness routines, making small talk, trying to make the man more comfortable or whatever, right? Just to make him feel at home or like there's nothing to worry about. Okay, please pay attention to the nefariousness of it all. Now, shortly after that, Combs arrived and introduced himself. Okay, the bodyguard informed Combs that the plaintiff was the white guy for the cop role. Okay, that's what he referred to him as. Now, Combs began asking plaintiff more questions about his experience and lifestyle. He asked plaintiff if he was in New York with anyone or if he had friends there. Now they're trying to find out this because they're probably wondering who's he going to tell if anything happens, or is anybody going to notice if he comes up missing? Okay, just please pay attention. Now, plaintiff said no to both questions and indicated that he was just there for the audition. Combs told plaintiff to stand up and take his shirt off. Okay, while plaintiff was standing there, Combs asked him if he was comfortable with potentially doing nude scenes. Okay, now, first thing I would have said is, excuse me, sir, what does a nude scene have to do with a role in a music video, pray tell? Okay, and then he asked him to turn around. Now, while he was turning, plaintiff heard Combs say, "He'll do." That's what he obviously told the bodyguard or the casting director. Diddy says, "Oh, he'll do." Now, Combs then told plaintiff that he could sit back down. Once plaintiff sat back down, the casting director offered him an alcoholic drink, which he declined. She then offered him a Diet Coke in a glass, which he drank, but noted that it tasted strange. And at that point, plaintiff realized the casting director was the only female in the room. Now, the conversation continued regarding the music video and shooting schedule. But as time passed, plaintiff began to feel dizzy and nauseous. He asked to use the bathroom because he felt like that he might pass out. Shortly after that, plaintiff did, in fact, pass out. Now, based on information and belief, Combs, by himself or through his agents or employees, previously had laced plaintiff's drink with drugs, including but not limited to GHB and or ecstasy. Now, this behavior towards plaintiff mimics a pattern of Combs and his agents or employees drugging unsuspecting victims to make it easier for Combs to actually assault that person. So this is what he's basically been doing to all of these people, according to these allegations. Now, plaintiff came to in a twilight state. Okay, he was still dizzy and nauseous, but semi-conscious and disoriented. As plaintiff tried to get his bearings, he realized that he was lying face down on a large ottoman. Now, as I'm reading this to you guys, I want you to picture this. This is a grown man who came there hoping that he's going to be in a video. He doesn't know anyone there really, has no one there with him, came by himself after he was lured under a false pretense, mind you. Now he comes to, and he's lying down on a large ottoman with his head and arms hanging off the side. Now, if any of you saw that movie Pulp Fiction, it reminds me of the scene with Ving Rhames where they had that ball in his mouth and had him bent over. Okay, now, his pants were pulled down to his ankles and his shirt was pulled over his head. He felt a great deal of pain and realized as he looked back that he was being automized from the back door, of course, by Diddy. His vision was blurry, but he recognized Diddy's chest tattoo and the large gold chain with a jeweled cross on it that Diddy wore during the interview. Plaintiff tried to fight him off, but felt dizzy and sick whenever he attempted to move. Additionally, Diddy's bodyguard was holding the plaintiff down by his arms. This is absolutely deplorable. This is absolutely sick and disgusting. And you know what? See, stuff like this, I mean, it's not only the fact that he's violating these men who are not that way, but it's just the fact of how he's just humiliating them. Just think about this. This is all so sick. And then many of the times that he did this, allegedly, there were other people in the room. Okay, other people sitting there watching this. Where are these people who are watching? You know what? I wish Tony Buzbee would come out and say their names, but I don't think that he will. I just don't believe it. Now, plaintiff recalls hearing a few other people in the room laughing and talking, okay, and seeing what happened to, and seeing what appeared to be camera flashes going off. So they're likely taking pictures of this man while this is all going on. But he could not see anything directly at this point. Now, when Combs was finished, he and the bodyguard stood up, and the bodyguard started putting a, how do I want to say this, something to protect his cucumber. The bodyguard started putting that on himself because he was going to get a piece of the action too. Okay, this is all so sick. This is all so sick. So anyway, let me continue. Hold on, I lost my place. Okay, so he could not support it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the bodyguard was putting on protection, basically. Now, plaintiff recalls hearing a few other people in the room laughing. Okay, so when he came to, he was kneeling. Oh, no, hold on. Okay, plaintiff tried to get up and move quickly, but immediately felt another wave of dizziness and nausea. Okay, he could not support his own weight when he tried to stand, and then he ended up passing out again. This is also sad. Now, when he came to, he was being held in a kneeling position by a Caucasian man who was sitting on the couch in front of him and orally, doing things to him. Plaintiff tasted metal and believed that some sort of device was holding his mouth open. See, this is why this whole thing, just even visualizing this as I'm reading it, it's all very triggering. Excuse me. And it reminds me of what they did to that movie, Pulp Fiction with Ving Rhames, like I said. So they had some sort of metal device literally holding this man's mouth open because he says he tried to bite down, but he could not. Plaintiff later discovered that he had a broken molar requiring repair and a partial denture. So this man, that's how he lost his tooth. If you all remember yesterday when I was reading the article about it, I said, what happened to his tooth? Because it said that he had to go to the doctor about the back door, what happened back there, and then he was missing a tooth. And I'm like, what the hell happened to his tooth? Well, now we know. They put some sort of metal device in his mouth to hold his mouth open. This is all so sick. So he had a broken molar requiring repair and a partial denture. The man verbally humiliated plaintiff while assaulting him, referring to him as a agate with an F, okay, and an ussy boy with a P. Now, right, who liked what was happening. Plaintiff recalls the brutality with which this man forced himself into plaintiff's mouth. Oh my God, this is absolutely deplorable. Forced himself into the plaintiff's mouth and throat, and plaintiff passed out again from a lack of oxygen. And then the man put fluids in the man's mouth. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. When somebody's doing something like this and they finish, when they get to the end, they put that in the man's mouth. Nasty damn devils. This is absolutely deplorable. Okay, it's just pissing me off to read it. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, but this is really So triggering. Absolutely some sick stuff. Let me go to the comments for a second. Okay, Bafana Duba says, sounds like shirt and shoes. He ran for the door without his underwear and also without one of his prized possessions, a commemorative leather jacket that he had gotten from working as a stuntman on the film RoboCop. Now that's sad too, because can you imagine losing something like that? I mean, of course, under the circumstances, this is much more egregious, but I'm just saying. Okay, plaintiff never saw that jacket again. And as he ran out, he heard someone near the door laugh at him and say, huh, hope you had fun. Isn't that diabolical? I mean, these people are so sick. It is just absolutely pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. Hope you had fun. Now, plaintiff made his way downstairs and managed to make it to the sidewalk before breaking down. It was near dusk at this point. A man asked plaintiff if he was all right, and plaintiff responded that he just needed to get back to his hotel. The doorman helped plaintiff get a cab, and he returned to his room at the Hotel Newton. Oh my God, just imagine being alone in this place by yourself in this city. You don't know anybody, and this happens to you. The trauma and the humiliation, he must have felt the pain and the agony. This is absolutely about to make my stomach sick. I am not even joking. So the man returned back to his hotel where plaintiff vomited and cried all night. Okay, replaying the trauma of what had just happened. He feared others' disbelief and or the perpetrator's retaliation if he told anyone. And he changed his return flight to the next morning to get home as soon as he could. Once back at home, plaintiff tried to put the event out of his mind, but was reminded of it when he painfully defecated a used piece of protection that the man had put on his cucumber, okay, you know what I'm talking about, and realized that he was bleeding from his back door. When the bleeding did not stop for a couple of days, plaintiff visited a local clinic and then a proctologist who repaired his back door with a laser procedure. Plaintiff also ended up having to purchase false teeth to replace the two that were cracked as a result of this. Is, oh my God, that was cracked as a result of the incident. This is a darn shame. Like, this is really hard to read. Okay, and so anyway, let me pause for a second and go to the comments. This is some sick stuff. Okay. I had to buy false teeth to replace the ones that were cracked. And I'm still wondering, what was that metal device that they had in this man's mouth? I'm just curious. So, but anyway, let's continue. And then imagine looking up to somebody like Diddy, thinking this is somebody who's going to help you in your career, going to give you a start or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then to find out this is who they really are. And so in the aftermath of the assault, plaintiff struggled with intense emotional pain and mental health issues, feeling disgusted and deeply depressed. Plaintiff has experienced a significant impact on his personal life. He has never married and often struggles to maintain relationships due to the assault. This is what we hear from a lot of Diddy's alleged victims too, that they have had struggles in relationships and you know, many of them never married and all of these things. Plaintiff describes himself as an all-American guy, yet acknowledges that not a day goes by without thoughts of the trauma. Yeah, so Diddy's absolutely the devil. I mean, the fact that people can sit around and watch something like this happen to a person is just absolutely insanity to me. Absolute insanity. So likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Let's continue. Okay, so now this next one, factual allegations. On or around July the 4th of 2004, plaintiff, a 17-year-old model at the time, attended a modeling gig in Manhattan. Afterwards, she was approached by two men in a dark SUV. The men gave her a flyer for a party happening later that evening. So shortly after, a car picked her up and a friend, or picked her and a friend up, excuse me, and brought them to the party. Now, the party turned out to be one of defendant Combs's infamous 4th of July parties at his estate in the Hamptons. Okay, now Combs's Hamptons parties regularly attracted A-list celebrities from across the entertainment, fashion, and business worlds, and this was no different. So the event was lavishly decorated, featured live music performances, and boasted top-tier food and beverages, an atmosphere of opulence and luxury, full of celebrities. Many unsuspecting individuals, like the plaintiff, were recruited to attend these parties. Some of this recruitment, as with plaintiff, took place in Manhattan. Now, this is absolutely sex trafficking, okay? Please pay attention. What these people were doing for Diddy's, people like Christina Coram, who's been alleged to have recruited people, even his own son, Justin, has been alleged to have recruited people, okay? This is no different than Ghislaine Maxwell when she was recruiting people for Jeffrey Epstein, okay? Please pay attention. Now, when plaintiff arrived, Combs' staff was at the front door, and they required her to hand over her purse and her cell phone prior to entering. Plaintiff recognized numerous celebrities in attendance as she walked around the party. Okay. So servers circulated through the rooms of the mansions with trays of drinks, and plaintiff decided to have one. Shortly after drinking it, plaintiff began to feel lightheaded and disoriented. Now, based on information and belief, Combs, by himself or through his agents and employees, previously laced the drink with drugs, including but not limited to GHB and/or ecstasy. The behavior towards plaintiff mimics a pattern of Combs and his agents and/or employees drugging unsuspecting victims in order to make it easier for Combs to assault the person. Now, and then they show a picture of the vial, okay, with the supposed substance in it. Now, as she grew increasingly disoriented, plaintiff searched for a place to sit. She stumbled to a couch and promptly lost consciousness. When she awoke, plaintiff's underwear were missing, and she felt throbbing pain in her vajayjay and back door. Now, at this point, plaintiff was alone, and she could not find the friend who had accompanied her to the party. So in a state of panic, she began to hyperventilate and cry. Combs and 2 of his bodyguards approached plaintiff and threatened her. Combs told plaintiff that she would be in danger if she spoke about what occurred, stating that I run New York and that he would ruin her. Now, at this point, plaintiff recognized that at least Diddy had assaulted her. Okay, she wasn't sure if the other ones had, and she feared for her life. Now, plaintiff was coerced into agreeing not to contact the police in exchange for the return of her purse and cell phone. Isn't that nothing? Going to sit there and hold her private possessions hostage unless she agrees that she's not going to the cops. She agreed out of fear of what would happen if she did not. So Combs' security team then escorted plaintiff out of Combs' estate and into a car, dropping her off at the Hodges Inn in East Hampton. Plaintiff was taken to the hotel alone and did not see her friend again for 2 days. Now, out of fear of retaliation, plaintiff did not file a police report or seek medical attention. Okay, so I want you all to think about this. All this stuff is so darn crazy and sketchy. All of these things that these people have alleged, and just think about how none of this would have come to fruition had it not been for Cassie coming forward. Okay, had it not been for Cassie being the catalyst to all of this stuff coming down, okay, like a wall of like a set of dominoes. Okay, now in the aftermath of the assault, plaintiff experienced and continues to experience intense emotional pain and mental health issues, including post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and anxiety. Also sad. So there you have it, beloveds. There you have it. That is what the dirty, low-down diddler was up to, or has been up to, allegedly. Again, Diddy maintains his innocence. He maintains his innocence. Okay, so that was a lot. I feel so bad. I feel so absolutely bad. For anybody continues to experience intense emotional pain and mental health issues, including post-traumatic stress Combs began asking plaintiff more questions about his experience and
Hold
lifestyle.
on. When I fast forwarded, I must have gone past
so sick.
the
And they
one about the 13-year-old because I had that lawsuit in here also. Hold on.
been alleged to have been spiking these drinks while Diddy was carrying out these nefarious acts, and also degrading. Now,
Okay, I don't know where that part was, but that's what I was waiting for. The timestamp I didn't have, but I may have skipped past it. But nonetheless, just listening to that stuff again is also triggering. And I can only imagine what the people that it actually allegedly happened to, what they have had to deal with for all of this time. Now, they have a brief report on this via News Nation. So let's go to that really quick. Then we're going to be out of here. Okay. In the morning, I plan to have the full legal docs on this case. This is all so sad.
And talk about this breaking news just happening tonight that involves both Jay-Z and Diddy. Now, this is an amended complaint accusing Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. This is a new civil filing, and we see the anonymous accuser here alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an MTV Music Video Awards after party. This lawsuit was originally filed in October, just today refiled to include Jay-Z. I mean, let's start with the basics here. What are you learning about this? What is standing out to you?
Well, what is standing out to me is she was very specific about several things. She describes the house, she describes the driveway, she describes the exact assault, what happened. She talks about various stages of things that occurred. And I think that this is good because this way it can either be corroborated or not corroborated. So she's painted herself in a corner.
Why add Jay-Z now if this originally was filed back in October? Why not do it then?
Very interesting question. I think, we're seeing the same attorney for many of these complainants. And I think we're going to see more and more people added. I think there's a lot that they were looking to prove, and maybe they didn't quite have what they thought they needed to file against Jay-Z initially.
We always appreciate the insight and time. Jennifer Coffendorfer, thank you.
Okay, so yeah, this is all just real crazy. You know, Cat Williams did say that everybody said it was up for everybody. Okay, so please pay attention. This is absolutely egregious. It's absolutely egregious. And so now we find out that Jay-Z was the other person in there. Hold on, guys. I'm looking through something really quick. Hold on. Okay, I have so many of these lawsuits against Diddy that I cannot keep track. I was trying to see if this is the one. Let me just download this real quick. Was trying to see if this is the one that I'm looking for about the 13-year-old because it was filed in October. But there's several that were filed in October. And I'm not sure which one is which, and I don't want to have to read through all of this stuff. So at any rate, we'll just talk about it in the morning, guys. We'll have to talk about it in the morning. So anyway, everyone, please like and share. Please be sure to hit that like button on your way out, okay? That's the least you can do to show your appreciation for the Queen's hard work, okay? Because I thought I was done for the night. I thought I was about to just relax. And then here comes more Diddy news. I mean, or not even Diddy news. This time, Jay-Z. Okay, and so with that all being said, this is all just getting real ugly. Above all that drama said everybody is hitting its pockets. Yeah, absolutely. And as they should. As they should. And you know, Jay-Z sitting here talking all big. He's right now only accused in a civil suit. But what he'd better hope is that he doesn't go down like Diddy, okay, and get indicted
Because that absolutely could be the case, especially if more victims decide to come forward. Because if this allegation is true, there would likely be more victims, because I wouldn't think that that was his first or last time at the rodeo. But then again, let's keep in mind, this is all alleged. At the end of the day, Jay-Z and Diddy are presumed innocent until further noted. Okay, they'll have their day in court. Right now, they're both saying that these allegations are not true. And Jay-Z called Tony Buzbee an ambulance chaser and told him he's effing with the wrong one. Okay, please pay attention. He had a whole lot to say. And so anyway, you guys, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I will see you all bright and early in the morning. Okay, so we can get into the specifics in the lawsuit. And until then, enjoy the rest of this night. Remember, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got